Yo guys, welcome to yet another market review. So in this one I will be talking about these coins here. Starting off with Bitcoin, then AXS, Sol, Wi-Fi, CRV, Comp, and FTM. Okay. I haven't really prepared these. I'll just take a look at the charts and explain what I'm watching, what I'm seeing. Okay, these were requested the most, these last four, and I'm personally in a Sol and AXS long, which is why I'm quickly gonna talk about those as well. Okay, so before we get into the video, the sponsor of the video is still PrimeXBT, lovely exchange where you can trade all kinds of assets, not only crypto but also commodities, forex, stuff like that, all with a single Bitcoin based account or any cryptocurrency tether as well. So yeah, make sure you check out the link in the description. I'll also leave a promo code there which you can use to have a nice reduction on your fees. Alright, so big thanks to PrimeXBT. Right now, let's get into the video. So gonna be starting off with Bitcoin. So the levels I have marked here are still the same from the previous market review. If you haven't watched that already, please do so, because there I explain why I picked these levels. Okay, so we have our quarterly range or monthly range here, with this key high, and then we had the downside all the way down below 30k, which then made our range low. Then we deviated above the highs, saw the retest of our range EQ, which is now holding, and we're getting a strong bounce off of it. So in the last video I explained the scenarios, right, for Bitcoin. So either long a sweep of the lows or short a sweep of the highs. Yeah, which played out nicely. We got our sweep of the lows first, which made the draw on liquidity to the upside. So yeah, we had multiple sweeps. So first one here, then some upside, down again, some sweeps of the lows, retest, and then now we're seeing some real upside, which is nice. Okay, so I took the long. I'm long from all the way down here. I've tweeted about that multiple times, that my invalidation was around 43k, somewhere around here, so I had my stop losses below here, and that the target was range high, clean draw on this high, and yeah, then this key level right after. Okay, we could possibly extend these targets a little and pump a little higher, but up here I'm not interested in holding longs personally. So what am I watching next? For me personally, the long side ain't the best idea here. If you're not long already from lower, I would just sit out personally until you get some kind of range establishment, and then look for longs on the sweep of some lows and then target the highs. If we don't do that, what's my game plan? If we sweep the highs here, I will be looking for a short. Okay, I'll be looking to hedge some exposure, easy invalidation above here, I would say. Okay, if it gets back above this, starts consolidating here, some sweeps, then I think we'll be taking out all of this liquidity above here, all of these highs, all the way up into this key range high level. Okay, so then I think we'll be trading towards 64k, where I will be looking for shorts again. Why? Well, if we get up here, that's basically the last resistance for bears before new highs. If we get back above here, start consolidating, then I think we extend and pump all the way up to above 70k, far above 70k. So easy invalidation here for bears. I've taken these kind of trades multiple times, and yeah, better to do so and to protect instead of hoping for this to break to the upside. But anyways, we're still down here for now. I'm still locally bullish. Okay, lows swept, so drawn liquidity is still resting higher. We took out quite some stops already. So I think we could see some downside here locally. So what am I watching on the lower time frames? Well, just like this, to be honest. I posted this on Twitter when we were trading back here, that I was looking for some local downside and to take out this low and then continued upside all the way up to range high, and that's what we got. Now we're simply consolidating again on the lower time frames here with this clean low resting here. So I could see some downside, take out that low, slowly grind up again, and then accelerate into the highs, just like we saw right here. Some downside, take out lows, and then accelerate to the upside. Okay, so that's what I'm watching. If we go lower, I mean, I could see something like this where we take out this liquidity, but that's not an ideal scenario, because yeah, I mean, then I think we could as well do something like this and go all the way back below here. But anyways, that's not what I think will happen. I think locally here, this is still not distribution, but rather reaccumulation, and we'll see a range high fairly soon in the coming days. So yeah, that's basically my game plan, holding shorts, targeting range high, so targeting above 52k, and then look for local shorts right there. Target for those shorts, first one will probably be the consolidation that led to this upside, which is this, so somewhere around here. Okay, so if that holds close, if it doesn't, we'll probably be taking out liquidity below here, and then I'll be fully out of shorts here. Okay, I don't really think that we'll be trading below this again, and if we do, I think we take out this low and these lows into this consolidation, but I've talked about that in the previous video, so go watch that one if you want to know more about that scenario. All right, so that's Bitcoin. Now let's take a look at AXS. So I've posted about this one down here, that I was long, and I was targeting these highs here, okay, which we got. Now the reason I'm so bullish on this one is because we've traded into weekly support. We've swept a shit ton of lows into that support, okay, and funding is negative, okay, which is also a big reason why I'm so bullish on this one. So we broke on market structure to the upside, right? So lower high, lower high, lower high, and then here we broke market structure with a clean higher high, and now we're just making higher lows and higher highs. So I closed out my longs up here on that pump, but I re-entered this morning. Why? Just the local lower time frame price action is just beautiful in my opinion. Swept local lows, upside, ugly sweep here, but that was just because Bitcoin was dumping a little. But yeah, in my opinion, this looks very strong on the lower time frame, so I'm still holding this. First target up here, clean high, draw on liquidity, and then it's these highs up here. Okay, so invalidation, don't really want to see it go below this red X. If we do so, we'll probably be trading towards here. But yeah, then I'll be waiting for more price action to develop and maybe a local sweep before I get back in. But yeah, like I said, we have some demand resting here. So any drop, this green area must hold in my opinion, and then continue higher. Okay, so that's this one. Then Sol, I'm long as well. You can see the setup here. It's basically sitting at my entry. Why this one? Well, I have drawn this range here, so we had this nuke, okay, then formed this low. The first high after we made this low was this one, so that's gonna be range high. And then yeah, we deviated aggressively below the lows, and we had a strong reclaim here, retest, swept the highs, swept some lows, holding, okay, and then we broke above here, and now it's just a simple retest in my opinion. So I longed invalidation below this local demand, which must hold in my opinion. So here, so if we get any nuke, this area is a must hold in my opinion, and targeting range high. Okay, now on the lower time frames, all right, lower time frame range, sorry, range high. So basically the high from this leg and then the first low after, and when we saw a good bounce, which is this one, rejecting from mid-range. So what could I see? More downside, sweep of the low, and then the reclaim, and then the expansion higher. Okay, so I'll be holding this even if we do this. Any dip into green must get bought. Otherwise, yeah, I think we're screwed, and we're gonna see a straight towards these lows again. So towards range low, and then into here, where I'll be looking for fresh longs. But I don't think that will happen in as long as Bitcoin behaves. Okay. So that's Sol. So yeah, simple setup, simple in invalidation, targeting range high. Then Wi-Fi. Let's take a look. I haven't really taken a look at this one yet. Now, what can we see? So we had this aggressive downside here, right? So this nuke after the all-time highs. What was the low? This. What was the high? This. So let's mark that out. Go to the daily. Okay, so why this range? Aggressive downside. From this low we saw good bounce to this high, then rejected. Okay, oof, beautiful charts actually. Then as you can see, just been chopping, accumulating. Okay, aggressive deviation below range low, or sweep of range low, whatever you want to call it. And then the strong reclaim, and immediately bounced to range EQ, right? So draw on liquidity is definitely gonna be towards range high. We have some clean highs here and here as well. Or have we taken that one? Probably an equal high. Yeah, equal highs here. Okay. So then lower time frames, we have some local lows here. So let's zoom in a little now. Okay, swept this high into range EQ, rejected, seeing some downside here now. Now ideally I'd like to see a little lower here to take out these lows. So what's the scenario then? Downside, boom, reclaim, and then if you see bullish price action, that's your long. Invalidation, I'd keep invalidation below range low personally. I don't really like invalidation below here yet, in case we just take it out once more and then go for the pump. So keep your invalidation a little lower in my opinion, and then your targets, like I said, are these highs, these equal highs here, this high, then here, and then range high. Okay, let's take a look at where the, yeah, see, weekly open, and hold on, let me remove these. Weekly open, daily open, yeah, it's beautiful. Monthly open, resting right below these lows, so sweep into the monthly open, confluence, okay, and then if you reclaim the weekly open, then you could actually keep your stop below here. You could enter here, keep stops below here, and then if you see the reclaim of the weekly open, you trail stops here, and you could add a little, okay, and then target the highs. Okay, so those are my thoughts about Wi-Fi, but draw on liquidity is definitely resting to the upside in my opinion. So yeah, expecting more upside, but low time frame, maybe some downside first. Then Curve, also requested a lot, and a coin that a lot of people talk about on Twitter recently. I've had this range drawn out for ages, and was really bullish on this one when we were trading around here, because we've broken out of, how long was it? A year, about a year of accumulation, right? So if you break out of those kind of ranges, you can expect big returns and a fat run. So what we see now here is that we've swept liquidity to the downside into range mean. That range mean from that yearly range, okay? Strong reclaim of range high, and yeah, you could call it demand, okay? And now reclaimed the monthly open. So, I mean, this is ready to run in my opinion. The last resistance this is gonna have is gonna be this one. Right? Clean high. So if you take out that high and reject, then you could see some downside first, but as soon as we get back above this, or you see just bullish price action, some sweeps of the lows and a strong buyback, well, yeah, then I think this is gonna run and it's gonna continue running. Then just consolidation, leg up, consolidation, leg up, wouldn't be surprised. So game plans, definitely looking for longs. On the lower time frames, we have quite some liquidity resting here below all of these lows. So what could be a nice scenario, very simple. Mark that out like this. Let's remove, or no, let's keep it. Okay, so this gray area was resistance here. If we take out all of these lows into that gray area, see a spike in there, that area is a must hold in my opinion. Invalidation, I'd say below here, below the weekly open, and then your targets are super high. So that's a very good risk reward play. Especially if we take out these lows, then I'd say take the long, it's worth the risk, target new highs. Okay, so then as you can see, say you enter here, keep your invalidation here, and targets, yeah, I mean for targets I always use the FIP extensions. So from the last leg down, which is from this all-time high to this low, and then you can see your targets are the 1.618 FIP and the 2 FIP. Okay, so $8.60 and $10. Okay, so say you target this, then your risk reward is over 7 risk reward, which is amazing. Okay, so yeah, very bullish on this one. And then comp, also one a lot of people talked about. So let's take a look on the weekly. Weekly, once again, our range gonna be this one. So from the downside to the first high that has been made. And then you can see we have yet again a beautiful range. Mid-range acting as a pivot. Support, support, resistance, resistance. Now we came to range low, deviated below it, always the same, draw is gonna be to the upside. We've broken market structures on the lower time frames, but we have swept some key liquidity to the upside, so I could see some downside on this one personally. Now on the lower time frames, still looking for longs because range low is now going to be acting as a massive resistance, as a massive support in my opinion. So what I'd be looking at is just like the others, some local downside here, take out these kilos, boom, and then long the reclaim, invalidation below range low and target range high. You have some clean highs here. Well, first target I'd say is the monthly open because we could still pump into the monthly open, which is supply here, and then reject and go lower. So first monthly open, if we get back above this area, then I think this is the low in and we head for range high after. Okay, so that's my thoughts on comp. And then last but not least, Phantom. Start off on the weekly as well. Oof, strength. Range high, range low. Rejected at the mid-range, deviated below. Yeah, in my opinion, this is going higher. Get above the monthly open, and this is going higher. Keep your invalidation below range low or below the weekly open. Buy dips. I think this is going higher. All right. Also right into demand, so yeah. But not gonna talk in depth about this one. All right. I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one. Make sure to check out Prime, and Merry Christmas. Peace.